and go.
I am so tired of you acting like you speak for the people of the state of Indiana or the city of Indianapolis. You do not speak for me or anyone I know. Now listen, you two jerks. Jerks on the right.
Good morning. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Greetings, salutations. We made it.
Looks like we made it.
We made it. Or in the wise words of Loverboy, it's over. It's over, you guys.
You guys,
it's
it's
over.
Friday. It's
I know.
Friday. Monday, I get to be home with my own setup. You're gonna have your own
setup. I'm gonna have my chair back. This chair. I'm sitting on 2 pillows today.
I just have 1 pillow.
This setup blows. Sorry, I'm in a hat. I'm traveling today. I don't care. So I apologize in advance. Coming up on today's show, of course, we're talking about the last night of DNC craziness. Mercifully, it's over. So we're covering that. And then this afternoon, there's going to be a big announcement, you guys. Super excited about the big announcement. I will probably be in a steel tube in the sky.
You will be for sure. But I realize that I'm leaving at 3.
Yeah.
So I will see it.
Yeah, Mock's probably going to catch
Pretty excited.
that. And then we're also going to be talking about the biggest turnoffs that men do that give women the ick today.
Mm-hmm.
That's
our schlong.
A lot more. We're going to be talking about that and so much more on today's show. Today, make sure that you're subscribed, clicking all the places. chicksontheright.com/links is where you can find all of our things. Make sure you're checking out our socials, all the things. She does Twitter. I do Instagram. And then we're on like a gajillion other places. So check it out. chicksontheright.com/links. Subscribe.
And just really quickly, can I add to that?
Please.
That if you have not found your like best friend group and you need a best friend group, please consider joining either Facebook Insiders or supporting us on Locals, because those communities get extra special content. Like family, like more personal stuff from us.
And they get each other.
And that's probably even
the
a bigger
most
deal.
valuable thing about those groups. And it's really not that expensive.
No.
It's like a cup of coffee.
Yeah. That just one. If you were buying
like
something
less than
for
a cup of coffee,
$5 a month.
That's it.
That's what you get. You get best friends.
I feel like it's worth it.
I feel like it is
really
too.
worth it. Those people are just exceptional. Our community's awesome. So yeah.
And it's not to be confused with the Facebook group that is public.
Which is Wild West page.
Crazy.
Yeah, totally.
We're trying to reel that in.
We're trying to make that merge somehow. Yeah, but the Insiders, Facebook Insiders is bomb. And then Locals is also bomb.
And those links are at the link or at the
chicksontheright.com/links. Do it. Anyways. Okay. Also, visit there's so much. Also, visit mypillow.com/chicks and use promo code chicks for all the discounts, you guys. Lots of stuff out there, including the premium queen size MyPillow for $19.98, which is just a major deal. Plus, they have all sorts of other things too. Start buying Christmas presents. Do it like I do. Do it in advance because then you can like budget, but mypillow.com/chicks. Do it. Use promo code chicks.
Do it.
Do the things.
Thank you very much to Nick Green, who says, my mom, Janet, will turn 48 on August 30th, but is struggling deeply as my sister decided to end her son's life before his first breath.
Oh, my God.
Please pray for her and show her some much deserved love. Oh, my God, Nick, I'm sorry. So sorry about that. Audrey Krause on Locals says, thanks for watching the DNC so I didn't have to subject myself to it. Happy Friday and safe travels home. Thank you very much for that.
It's been hard, you guys.
It's been a week.
It has been because they don't do anything until like 11 o'clock at night. Who are these people? What are they like? People have jobs.
Well,
you know what? I mean, it's so different than the RNC because they did everything in prime time. They had all the good, the actual headliney speakers in prime time. And the DNC didn't do that. They had nobody of usefulness.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, they think of usefulness until like 11 o'clock at night. It's insanity.
And then they still didn't say anything,
right.
Which we'll obviously get to all of that.
Yeah, we will, totally.
But also we wanted to mention, and I just posted the link on I think I posted it everywhere, but we also wanted to mention that we were on Buck Sexton's show, and it's out now. So it was out yesterday or the day before yesterday.
I think it was the day
the
before
evening
yesterday.
before yesterday,
Yeah,
I think.
the day before yesterday.
So posted I didn't even realize, I was waiting for him to direct message me the link, and he just tweeted it, and I didn't know, and so I got it out there a little bit late, but hopefully I'll have a chance to watch that, because that was super fun to talk with Buck. We'd had him on our radio show way back in the day, and apparently his mother-in-law is a huge fan.
Right.
So
maybe she'll join Insiders.
Yeah, maybe she'll join Insiders. So anyway, take a listen to that, because that was that conversation.
Yeah, totally.
I thought that was really good.
Yeah, he's fun.
We do have some thank yous to dole out from yesterday, and we will start by thanking Ba0929, who says, I use Healthy Cell, Eye Health, Heart and Vascular, Joint Health and Mobility, and Immune Super Boost. I am all in. I've listened to you since your days in Indy. I listen every day. Love my chicks.
Yay.
That's so sweet.
Very sweet.
And then also Gay Olson Oberslinsky said, asking for prayers that my son Chase is able to get off the ventilator today and continues to get better. Yes.
Prayers for Gay.
Prayers for you and yours. And then Christopher Don, this was very generous, on Venmo, said, hey ladies, my wife and I both love you, but my wife needs to watch you every day. She says that you are each part of her ultra personality. Have been watching you for a couple of years, so this is a little bit of back pay. Carry on and keep speaking the truth. Thanks.
Thank
so
you,
nice. So nice. And then from Amanda Barnard, she said, my heart is broken for the people of Israel. My friend is from there, and her sister just barely got her dad out in time. Many people from her family are young and fighting on the front lines. Keep praying for the people there.
Absolutely.
Amen to that. And then I think lastly, we have Marilyn Air, who said, good morning, beautiful chicks. I haven't been great about catching all the shows lately. So what you doing in DC this week? I missed the reason why. Take my money.
We're here for a what we call the summit. We do about once a year with our peeps
at Radio America.
I'll have to post a picture of all of us. We got a good group picture of our people. I'll post it on our Instagram when we're done today.
Yeah. But you know what was funny about that? Because it was posted like on our personal pages.
Yeah.
And I saw somebody comment something like, I knew it wasn't just the two of you.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
And it is.
It really is when it comes to doing the show.
Yeah. Right.
So don't make any mistake about it.
But
they are amazing at getting the show distributed. Right. That's their job.
And doing shorts and things like that. We don't
doing
do
the digital
shorts
stuff.
and the digital stuff. Yeah, we have a great digital team. But when it comes to the show, we do that.
It's all us.
It's all us. Yeah.
All the preparing.
No one wants to wake up this early.
No one wants to put together these clips. That's all us. So we haven't been lying when we say that this is really us.
Right.
But we do have a fantastic distribution team, production team for our digital side. They are amazing.
I mean, they do support us.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, I think that was the last one, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. And then just wanted to show a screenshot. This is RFK. There was just a notice, like a paperwork filed yesterday. This is in advance, of course, of the announcement this afternoon. But this announcement, for those of you who may be listening and not watching, it's RFK did the official paperwork to pull his name off of the Arizona ballot, which is, of course, the location of the big announcement today. And then after that happened, we also saw Trump on his Truth Social releasing a statement just saying, hey, we're going to have a special guest at our rally in Phoenix. So, I mean, it's all coming together, right?
This is going to happen.
It's going to happen. And we will have some more details about that a little bit later in the show, specifically from Nicole Shanahan. So that is a little preview of, or a little review of what happened in terms of headlines yesterday. And now we're going to do a little bit of rewinding, because even though we showed a lot of clips from day 3 of the convention, there's some stuff that we missed or saw later and after the fact, after yesterday's show. So we're going to catch up a little bit, because you remember how they faked the whole phone call between Kamala and Tim Walz, where she was like calling him to tell him that she wanted him to be the running mate? You guys remember?
Kind of like when, well, I mean, the Joe and the Kamala call is all everything we did, Joe. I mean, yeah, it's like this. I mean, it's all staged. Everything is staged.
So in keeping with that tradition, before his speech, not last night, but the night before, they staged another phone call, and here it is.
Kamala, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. How about you?
I'm good. You're going to be fantastic tonight.
Well, I'm ready. Thanks for the opportunity. It's going to be electric in there, and the messages this entire week are so great. So go down there and deliver a freedom speech.
That's right. And you know what? Just feel the love in the room. It's
Feel it.
you know, if we've been seeing it everywhere we go. Enjoy the moment. It's a special night for you.
Well, thank you, and it's good advice. I am really looking forward to it. I think the Minnesotans are going to be so it'll be fun. We'll talk to you when it's over.
I'll talk to you when it's over. Take care, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
It's just so
it's scripted. All of it's
so
scripted.
Fake.
Yeah.
Everything
I
is
mean,
so fake.
she was put there. She was
Yeah.
just implanted there. You know what I mean? She was put there by a coup, and everything is just like staged and phony, and it's just gross. And then these people have the audacity to turn around and be like, democracy, we're saving. No, you're not. You're not doing that. You're not doing any of that.
And they won't do they won't do interviews. They won't do anything spontaneously.
No.
They won't do anything impromptu. So they have to literally script out this entire campaign.
It's a skit.
It's
a
thing is
giant skit.
And
Yeah.
yet the sheep fall in line.
They love it.
It's unbelievable.
Mhm.
Yesterday we spent a little bit of time talking about the very emotional reaction of Tim Walz's son during his speech when he was like crying and saying, "That's my dad."
Yeah.
And, I thought it was sweet because you could tell that they were a tight-knit family, but there was a lot of reaction, like Ann Coulter's in Big Fat Trouble backlash wise, because she was like, this is weird or whatever. There was a lot of reaction to that, and a lot of people were making fun of him.
And my take was it would be totally different if he were a Republican kid, because they would have made fun of him if he were a Republican.
Right.
And that's the way that it works in our country.
And then there was all well, he's disabled. And so
He's not.
That's the thing. You look into the disabilities and it's like ADD, a non-verbal learning disorder, which has nothing to do with actual speaking. Like he speaks all the time. So it's not that. It wasn't one of those amazing moments where like a total non-verbal kid speaks for the first time. It wasn't like that.
You have a disabled son.
Yeah. You want to talk about actual disabilities.
Right.
I'm your girl.
Right. It's like, he's not disabled.
He's not. I mean, he may be a little odd. For sure, that was evident.
Right.
But the disabilities that he has, if that's what you want to call them, were not related to his reaction. His reaction was weird because that speech has been given 17,000 times in exactly the same language.
So we can say that.
So we're allowed to say it.
We're allowed to say it.
It was just over the top.
Yeah, and everybody's like, listen, I said it too yesterday. Like I have ADD. That's not a disability. You know? And people are like, he's autistic. You said this morning he's not autistic. I've never seen the Walzes say that. There's a lot of speculation out there that maybe he is, but that's never been something that the Walzes have said. They have talked about his disabilities, but they're the ones that we just listed. This nonverbal learning disorder, which means he needs to be given very specific instructions on how to do everything, but it doesn't impact his communication to others. He can talk. He is verbal. So it's just, everything has been sort of misconstrued about that. And people who just thought it was an over the top reaction are being roundly criticized for being like insensitive and all that stuff. And just as a side note, why would you say that your kid is disabled if they have those things?
Yeah. Doesn't that add to
why would you
the
do that?
stigma or whatever?
Why would you do that? I wouldn't do that. If your kid has ADHD, even if your kid has autism, why would you call him disabled?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I'm asking a question. It's just a question I'm throwing out there. I'm just asking. I don't have the answer for it. I'm just asking. I just think it's a little odd to do that. I just personally wouldn't do that.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something like that, which is not something that anyone would necessarily notice unless you point it out. Right. You know what I mean?
Unless you want to compartmentalize them and put them in a box where they're deemed disabled. I just think that's odd.
Yeah.
I think it's odd.
So anyway, that was our conversation yesterday, right? We had that conversation yesterday. Well, now there's this other clip that has been floating around that makes Tim Walz looked not very good. And it was when the whole family was on stage and they were walking towards the podium together, and then everyone was cheering for them. They were all holding hands, and then they all were like, "Yay, our family!" Right? You remember when remember when they went on the stage to do that?
Yeah.
So there's this moment as they're walking towards the podium where people noticed this and started posting this yesterday. Tim's got his son by the hand and he yanks him like really hard and has this mean face, like as he's doing the yanking, like he's irritated.
It's like a 2-second moment.
But somebody captured it and then slowed it down and had it on repeat. And it is kind of awful. Like he yanks him really hard as if he's irritated at how long it's taking him to follow. And then I saw some people saying, no, he was just trying to prevent him from running into the teleprompter. He was not running into the teleprompter. There people that are like trying to excuse this kid with disabilities are like pretending that he can't see now. He can't see a piece of equipment.
Right.
Come on, you guys. It's just so ridiculous. So here's the moment. And it's repeated. Like you'll see it at speed and then you'll see it slowed down. There's the yank right there. Look at his face. Did you see his mean face?
Yeah, it's very telling, isn't it?
Right there.
Yeah. We all know guys like that, right?
I just,
it's like super loving. Yeah.
I just thought that was odd.
Listen, all I'll say about this is that there's always like, there are families that, you know, you look at and you're like, there's such a perfect family, you know, they're so great to everybody. And on the exterior, everybody thinks they're so wonderful. You guys have seen that. My whole life, I've seen that. But you never know what goes on behind closed doors. You know, you don't know who people are behind closed doors.
Or when they're not scripted.
Right. That's all I got to say about that.
Because actually, and that's a point, because when you see Tim Walz off script, when you see Kamala off script, they are insane. Both of them.
Right.
Both of them are super commie. Okay. Let's also talk about the fact that there was this other moment that happened, I believe at not yesterday, but the day 3 convention where, I think, and it doesn't even matter when these women spoke, but this was really interesting given some of these other speakers. These are women who are presumably victims of sexual violence, talking about how important it is for people to believe women.
Sexual violence, I urge all of us to stand together to support survivors, believe them, and hold perpetrators accountable.
Oh, yes. Believe all women, except Tara Reid and
the
bimbo eruption.
Which is so odd. So you've got that, and then contrast it with this.
Bill Clinton.
Oh my God. How do you make this make sense?
Not have sex with that girl. Okay. All right.
How do you square this, you guys?
And you know, George Stephanopoulos and James Carville are like, we're just Remember we had like a whole task force to like shut down the bimbo eruption?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember?
It was a vast right-wing conspiracy.
But listen, believe all women, just not those women. Okay.
Here's why you can't believe Democrats ever. This was a panel at the convention, not yesterday, but the day before, talking about how fake they are. They are talking about it.
70 days to act right, y'all.
That's right.
Now, after 7 days, we can go back there and crazy. Right?
Y'all remember this?
We can go back to acting crazy after the election. We just need to be normal for 70 days.
It's got to be scripted. Everything's got to be scripted. Right.
No one should believe anything. Anything these people say.
It's all smoke and mirrors.
All of it. Oh my gosh.
Right.
And then the fact that they're just allowed to lie in perpetuity over and over again for all 4 days of this nightmare without any of the mainstream media calling them out.
No fact checking, no community notes.
My God.
I know, it's crazy.
And every day. So you would think that, like, even when CNN, there was one guy on CNN who was like, it's not factual that Project 2025 has anything to do with Donald Trump. It's simply not factual.
Right.
He says that, and yet they continue. And they just continue, and the audience just laps it up.
Oh my God. It's ridiculous.
So somebody put together a montage from all 4 days of how many times Project 2025 was used to denigrate Trump.
This big old book from before.
And this.
And let's talk about Project 2025.
Let's not.
Donald Trump's Project 2025.
Take Donald Trump and JD Vance. Their Project 2025 will
It's
make
not
this
fair.
much, much harder.
On page 562, it says that Donald Trump could use an obscure law from the 1800s.
This is Project 2025, the Republican blueprint for a second Trump term.
Their extreme agenda.
Cory Booker.
Project 1825. I'm sorry.
Donald Trump's roadmap to ban abortion in all 50 states.
Which he has also said he won't
Oh my
do.
God.
1925. Oh, I'm sorry.
A national abortion ban would
Nope.
undo that. And that
Never has said that.
is a plank of the Trump Project 2025.
Project 2025.
And the Project 2025 people.
Do you know about Project 2025?
This is Project 2025.
Would abandon our troops, abandon our veterans, our allies, and our principles. In Chapter 4, Trump plans to do Putin's bidding by abandoning Ukraine.
I cannot.
It's out of control.
It is.
out
It's
of
just
control.
really crazy. And the fact that like the vice presidential candidate is up there saying it.
Yeah.
Like all these other yahoos are doing it, but then it's just non-stop with
Nonstop.
these people. They won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
And then there was this moment too, because they can't decide what lane they're in when it comes to the economic results of Biden, which we all live and know are terrible. And then saying that they're going to fix the economy. So part of the time they want to run on how great Biden is, and Biden did everything right, and he's like the most transformative president ever. But then also they're going to fix everything that went wrong. Which one is it?
Well, I think the problem is that they're running on a notion of Trump is the incumbent. Trump is not the incumbent.
Right.
And that's what's so absurd about this entire convention. Like the whole convention is like just not reality. Like it's obviously a script.
Yeah.
And it's not reality. Like we're watching it and they're running against Trump. Trump isn't the damn president.
Right.
Y'all are. Yeah, it's your administration. So you're basically dissing your own administration because everything is a dumpster fire right now. Trump isn't the incumbent. It's Biden. And it's Kamala. And so but they never talked about her as vice president. They only talked about her as being like a senator and an AG, which is so absurd. And it should be absurd to everybody that's watching. It's just, it's like you cannot make this up, but they're lapping it up. Like it's fun. They think that somehow when she gets into that office, if she gets into that office, God help us that she doesn't, right? But if she gets into the office, she's somehow going to go poof.
Yeah.
And she's going to magically turn into this other person. And these people are lobotomized sheep.
It's absolutely freaking crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe that I forgot to say how awesome Coatdefense is. Normally I have it. I know it's about dogs and cats and horses.
And people too.
People too. And I should have mentioned it earlier, and that is my bad. And I'm very sorry because Coatdefense is awesome. Normally I have their product right next to me because I'm super excited to show you their preventative powder, which is like that's like their cream of the crop product, right? So if you have a dog or any of the other animals listed, if you have a dog that has skin problems, and that's super, super common when you see dogs itch or like chew on their paws or like scratch their ears, you know how they do.
Yeah.
All of that stuff can get people to take their dogs to the vet and then end up putting them on Apoquel or shots or like all kinds of expensive prescription therapies. Cause you know how vets are. They will actually gouge you.
Right.
They will put you on stuff forever if they can.
They're just like lawyers.
But not like groceries, because groceries do not gouge. But they are relentless in making you spend a lot of money. And so much of the time, you do not need to spend the money because Coatdefense preventative powder can be used not just as a preventative, but as a treatment. Because you can sprinkle it on, you just rub it into their skin, and it will take care of so much of like the yeast infections that cause a lot of that itching and skin irritation.
And they have so many other things too. They have balm and paste, so many other things that, oh my gosh, we use it for all of our dogs. Like, I mean, Theo is a criminal and he goes out and gets into everything, and he'll get like little sores and things like that because we have ranch dogs, you guys. And the paste is amazing. The balm is, you use it on their little nose or Toby. It's amazing stuff. It works.
And the shampoo.
Yeah, it all works.
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's the bottom line. It
Mhm.
really does work, and it ends up saving you money in the long
Right.
run. In the long run, you can get 15% off your order when you use code CHICKS at Coatdefense.com. Coatdefense.com. So here's one of these moments where this was a panel, and this is a very quick clip, okay? But there was a woman on one of these Democrat panels either yesterday or the day before who actually said the quiet part out loud, which is she admits that the economy as it stands today is effed. Her words, not mine. You will hear for yourself.
That's what we need, because we need to unfuck our economy.
Okay. Well, okay. Okay. I assume that's pretty descriptive. But whose economy is that? Because again, Trump isn't the incumbent.
That's the thing.
It's not his economy.
So they're admitting that it needs un-effing.
It does. Somebody needs to un-F that.
But
And it's like
it's your economy,
yeah,
losers.
They need to own
Oh my
it. And they won't. They just won't. They pass the buck. They are, like we have said all week, that's all they've talked about in this stupid convention is they've just talked about Trump, Project 2025. I mean, this is it. That's all they've talked about. There's been no policy. There's been no accountability. It's astounding what they've got. And it's just like, let's just play some tunes and party.
Which, by the way,
That's
they
right.
do very, very
They
well.
really
Their
do that
DJ
well.
was kick-ass.
All of them. All the DJs were great. And the music was great, but that's it. There's no substance. So it's just a big party for these people.
And they know their audience clearly, because the audience, that's what they lap up. They don't
the
care
party.
about
Yeah.
actual policy. They just want to have a good time and be there for the vibes, you guys.
And the feels.
And the feels. That's it. And so they're getting exactly what they want. And it should concern everybody, especially the people. I know that you're out there, because I see y'all in the comments every day. We're like, this is a psyop and she's not really popular. You guys, please do not underestimate her or Democrats or their followers, because it's the followers that are going to potentially put her in office, which is terrifying because she's a moron. As we all know, anybody with half a brain cell knows she is actually really dumb. And here's a little flashback to her giving us a history lesson that is completely false about women's basketball.
No. Okay, a bit of a history lesson. Do you know that the women's teams were not allowed to have brackets until 2022?
This is a lie.
Think about that. And talk about progress, better late than never, but progress. But you know what, how we love March Madness, and even just now allowing the women to have brackets and what that does to encourage people to talk more about the women's teams, to watch them. Now they're being covered. And this is the reality. People used to say, oh, women's sports, who's interested? Well, if you can't see it, you won't be. But when you see it, you realize.
Oh, God. It's like, you guys, have you ever heard the word hypothesis? Such a great word. I know you've never heard that word.
Oh my gosh. She is so
She's
unburdened by intelligence.
Totally unburdened by any smart.
I mean,
Yeah.
she just lies, you guys. She just flat out
And she
lies.
believes what she's saying. I truly believe
Yeah.
that she believes her own dumbassery. It's just right there to see.
Over on Venmo, Connie LaFrance says, love you girls. Thank you for keeping me informed and laughing. Can't start my day without you. And Judy Flood says, Kamala and Tim, I think not. Trump all the way. I hope RFK endorses Trump today.
I think you will. I'm
I
pretty
think you
sure
will
that
as
that's
well.
a shoe-in, because they are over the Democrat Party, you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, the Democrat Party has screwed them, and they have shown him and her their true colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bad.
It is bad. But what is not bad are all of these folks over here who are sending super stickers. Christiane McCall says, dropped my daughter off yesterday for her freshman year. So bittersweet. Love you guys. Thanks for all you do. Mama, I feel you.
Oh my God.
I feel that. James Martone or
Thank
Martoni,
you.
thank you very much. Robin Zecca says, does anyone remember the win buttons during Gerald Ford? Whip inflation now. They were even given out in school.
That's
Oh my
interesting.
gosh. Eniko McDonald says, please wish my brother Istvan Steve, a happy 50th birthday. My birthday is tomorrow, turning 60. I have end-stage renal failure. Every day is a gift. Can't get on a transplant list as I'm refusing the jab. God bless.
Every
My
day is a
God.
gift.
That makes me so mad that you can't get on that list just because we're still doing this.
We're still doing it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's not okay.
Yeah, that makes me so mad. Kendall Wallen says, Daisy, happy early birthday from Salado.
I love Salado. We go eat Thanksgiving dinner there every single year. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. It's not until, what is my birthday? Next Tuesday?
It is in, what's the date?
It's the 27th. I don't know what day that is.
It's in 4 days.
Okay. Yes. But thank you.
Laura Kate Baker says Walz will lie about IVF so they'll play the disability card for political gain. I hate these people.
Yeah, they're just gross.
Totally gross.
They're gross.
Melissa Strong says, got a notification today that it's going to be a long show shirt shipped. So freaking excited. Love you both. You're a gift to each one of us. That's so great.
Yay.
When I'm back at my regular computer, we'll remind everybody about that website and how to get your stuff.
Yes, we will.
C Noon says, y'all better have videos of puppies later. I'm becoming more enraged by the moment. Fists are forming. I don't condone violence most of the time. We cannot let her win. Love y'all, balls. Don't you worry. We're going to bring you some puppies.
We'll end with some happy stuff.
That's right.
Sure.
Don Quixote says, the trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so, from Reagan.
For sure.
And the photo in the story says autism can be a disability, though not generally life limiting. Many kids can't communicate and have dangerous behaviors or won't be self-sufficient. Exactly. But as we can all plainly see, he is able to communicate, and that's not an issue.
Isn't Elon Musk autistic?
It's Asperger's is a kind of that, right?
Yeah.
But I forget what Elon's
feel like
deal
he's
is.
not disabled at all.
No, I mean, well, and autistic people can often be highly intelligent. Like everybody remembers Rain Man, right? That was like, I think, the first mainstream exposure.
I feel like he's gifted.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of super like highly crazy intelligent
My
autistic
point of
people.
that is that if you tell a kid that they're disabled, I think that's a mistake. I just wouldn't do that. That's my point.
Teresa Raimundo says, I'm so glad that you ladies do the work you do on keeping us informed. Thank you. We love to do it. We love to do it. So speaking of this afternoon and the big announcement with RFK and Trump and Nicole Shanahan and all of that stuff, Nicole tweeted this yesterday, which I thought was so interesting. She said, my old Dem buddies have been flooding me with frantic calls, texts, and emails. Unlike Roe, I wouldn't dream of airing those private conversations publicly, but the message is clear. They are terrified of the idea of our movement joining forces with Donald Trump. When I point out what the Democratic Party and their super PACs have done to sabotage our campaign, the response is always, but Trump is worse. Here's an idea. Stop suing us. Let us debate. Quit rigging the media and the polls. It's a simple formula, people. Get with it.
Yeah. Quit preaching democracy and then squelching us.
Right?
Because you're afraid of us. And that's precisely what they're doing. Yeah, she gets it. They get it now. They've seen their true colors. They get it. And now they're like, oh, hell nah. Hell to the nah. That's what they're doing. And I love it. It's like better late than never, right?
And it's not just RFK. So I think we mentioned yesterday that Jill Stein and what's his name, Cornel West, they are also being...
I love you're like Cornel West. Cornel West, you guys. What? You totally did that.
I totally did that without even thinking about it. But this is like, how I think of it.
I don't know what Jill Stein was, but Cornel West, this is the universal sign for Cornel West. It's like, I don't know what that was.
Oh my gosh, his hair. So Jill Stein also was super angry because Michelle Obama, you guys remember in her speech, said something along the lines of, like basically we're the ones that are Democratic.
Oh yeah.
And it's like Trump who's trying to sabotage elections,
whatever.
It. So Jill Stein called out Michelle Obama.
I love it.
In a tweet. And she said, hang on, let me embiggen.
I love this so much.
Stop the gaslighting. Right now, the Democrats are trying to sue us off multiple state ballots, hiring spies and infiltrators to sabotage us, and even withholding public funds we qualified for months ago. Democrats absolutely cheat and change the rules to maintain their grip on power. This is in direct response to Michelle's quote, which was, we don't cheat others to get ahead. We don't get to change the rules, so we always win.
Love this. And Jill Stein's like, F you. F you.
She's like, bitch, please.
This is the greatest. And so they're all starting to gang up.
Mm-hmm.
And they're starting to say, hey, Obamas, no, you don't get to get away with this anymore.
We're calling you out.
I love this.
It's pretty awesome. And so Nicole retweeted Jill and said, I'm sorry it's happening to you too, Jill. Amazing how convincing Michelle Obama is when she lies.
It's you guys, it's the greatest thing. You don't have to agree with these people, but we can all agree on one thing. It needs to be fair.
It needs to be fair, and they need to be called out for their corruption.
Right.
And if it and America needs to know that they are potentially going to elect a really corrupt ticket who could make things a bazillion times worse.
Right.
So for them to preach democracy,
and these are the people that will look at us and be like, you're Nazis.
Right.
It's like Travis, I think it was Travis, and I'm sorry, I didn't get your last name. Travis said, these are the modern day Bolsheviks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're absolutely right.
Gosh, I mean, this is just the craziest time.
It is crazy.
And to think that we're only like 70 something days out.
I know. But I'm so glad. It's like I said, better late than never. I'm so glad they're finally getting called out on this stuff. And I hope more Democrats be like, wait a second. So Jill Stein is calling her out? And like Shanahan's calling? And
Cornel West? I mean,
I love.
Yeah,
it's so
bad.
great.
It's bad. And listen, when times are crazy like they are right now, please know that you have a friend in our friend and sponsor the show, Zach Abraham, who is with Bulwark Capital Management. And he is amazing because he will give you a free risk review session where you can talk with him one-on-one, go through what your current financial retirement portfolio looks like right now. And then he will tell you, yeah, I think this is great. Or maybe you could diversify in this way, or maybe you could help yourself by doing X, Y, and Z. And there's no obligation. It's not like he's saying, you're going to be my client now. That's not how he operates. He genuinely wants to help people have a safe and secure retirement. And you can even get a free common sense, see what he did there? Common sense, investing guide when you just visit knowyourriskradio.com. And because I don't have the thingy, I need to say investment advisory services are offered through Trek Financial, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
You did good. Very good.
Thanks.
That's a good job.
So knowyourriskradio.com. You'll get your free investing guide. And if you want to, you can sign up for a free risk review with Zach.
Zach is awesome.
Super, super helpful. All right. Let me continue with that conversation about Nicole. So she had her response to Jill Stein, and then Keith Olbermann, who continues
to just be a jerk on this planet.
Yeah.
He just continues to
exist.
Yeah.
And like just infect the world with his poison.
His grossness.
He went after Nicole and basically called her a hypocrite. I think I've got his tweet here.
Oh, that's
rich.
Where is
it?
It's gonna be next. There it is.
Nice of you to be stupid to recognize that supporting Trump will defeat everything you claim to stand for, you hypocritical nitwit.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
And I'm starting to like her, even though I disagree with her fundamentally on almost everything.
Yeah.
But
as a person,
yeah. She's kind of a badass. So she responded to that. She retweeted him with this video right here.
Hey, I like your shirt.
Oh, thank you. Don't be a dick.
I mean, I would do that.
You totally would.
I would do that. So I feel like, yeah, I know we would disagree on everything too, but I feel like we could be friends just because of that video.
Yeah. I mean, that was
and
awesome.
I need that shirt.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Which is not, you can't, I mean, I know Keith can't
He's
help
incapable.
it. Like
he's just incapable of that.
He's way beyond.
But it was a nice suggestion. And it was done in such a nice way.
Right.
With the shirt. Right.
Also, yesterday, Trump arrived in Arizona, did some border chitter chatter, talked to border agents down there, and then was preparing for his rally. And apparently, unbeknownst to him at the time, there was a threat of assassination that came in through Secret Service. So Secret Service was very, very squirrely about the whole visit to begin with, very, very worried about Trump's safety. And he found this out basically during a small gaggle with reporters.
There was a manhunt going on in this county. Somebody made death threats to you. Did you hear about that before coming? And what are your thoughts coming down here? Some people told me it's dangerous for you to be here.
I've heard it's dangerous, but I also have a job to do. I heard it's very dangerous. I haven't heard about that. They probably want to keep it from me. Thank you for telling me.
And then it's like, I know we're going to play a clip, I think, from him, but Adam Kinzinger has the audacity to say that he's weak.
Yeah, you gave that away.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I know it's just it's in a weird order, and we'll show it. But there's other things I have to say about that too.
Yeah. And so he was in danger, just found that out through the gaggle. And then a reporter wanted to talk to him solo. And so at that point, he was like, you know what? This isn't safe.
This area, obviously, an assassin tried to kill you.
Yeah,
the sheriff.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
We're in danger standing here talking, so let's not talk any longer. No, I know about it, but they don't want me standing here. They don't want you standing here either. Have a good time. Thank you very much.
He's like,
and she's like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
I mean, he's a badass.
He is. And like the people that dare to call him weak or somehow are always the weakest amongst us.
Yeah, it's true. Because I don't know how anybody with a straight face can say, oh, he's weak or he's fearful or he's afraid to debate or do whatever.
To do anything.
I mean, come on.
The guy is fearless. Just stop it.
For real. Just stop it. Another interesting moment that happened with Trump yesterday is that Greg Gutfeld was doing his live show and apparently said something about Trump, like, well, if he gets mad at me for saying this, he's got my number, he can call me. And Trump called him.
I don't know. I think we got to pay you a lot more money.
Hey, Mr. President, I'm live now. Say hello to my audience. So don't say anything that'll get you in trouble. All right.
I don't mind. At this point, what difference does it make? We're doing well. We're leading in the polls.
All right, Mr. President.
8 points down.
Yeah.
And they said he has to get out, and they basically staged a coup.
Yeah.
And let's all see how it happens. But I think we're doing very well.
All right.
We're going to do very well.
All right, Mr. P, I gotta go. I see ya. Bye-bye.
That's just the greatest. He's just like, well, I was watching. I might as well call in. I mean, I have his personal cell.
I know.
Might as well.
I just thought
we
that
should
was
give him our
amazing.
personal cells.
I'm happy to let him have it.
We should totally do that. I think he'll call me first. What do you guys want to bet?
That was just crazy. And then listen, we are a very fair and balanced show. And so when there is reason to criticize our own side, we have been known to do that. And so that is what you're about to see. There was a very awkward moment, you guys, very awkward moment for JD Vance at a donut shop. And it was one of those, we just made fun of like the fake phone call between Kamala and Tim Walz, like the whole, just the staginess of it.
This is normal stuff on a campaign.
It is,
where they go in and they video
and they do this
and they do the, hey, I'm going and I'm meeting regular people. The problem is that when you're in PR, you need to understand what do we use and what do we not use. This is like comms 101. Again, call me.
Yeah,
but I
don't think they did. His team would never have released this voluntarily.
I hope
but
not.
I think he had a gaggle of reporters with him when he decided to go and try to meet some donut shop workers and order some donuts for cops, which was great, right? I mean, it's such a great thing to do. But to your point, a good comms team would have gone in advance and said, hey,
and scoped it out.
This is what we're going to be doing. Like, would you guys like to talk to him? Would you guys like to have an interaction with him?
Right.
Instead, what they got was at least one woman who just flat didn't want to be on camera.
They're mean.
Probably didn't even like him very much.
Right.
And when he said, I'm running for vice president, she said, okay.
Yeah.
And then it just got even more awkward. And God bless him, he tried. You guys, he tried really hard to make conversation, but this is how it went.
She doesn't want to be on film, guys, so just cut her out of anything. Appreciate that, man.
A little late.
I'm JD Vance, for vice president. Good to see you.
Yeah. He's like, okay.
We're going to do 2 dozen.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Just a random assortment of stuff here. How long are you working?
I've been here since the beginning of July.
Okay.
For this year.
Okay. Yeah. How about you, sir?
Almost 2 years.
Okay. Good. How long is this?
Everything.
Just everything, yeah. I mean, a lot of glazed here, some sprinkle stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls, just whatever makes sense.
Yeah,
they're just not nice.
If you don't want to be on film, you're okay.
Yeah. How long has this place been around?
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay. How long have you been here?
A little over 6 months.
Okay, good.
I'm so
Yeah, it's,
uncomfortable. I'm not. I'm actually irritated by this
Well,
whole
we selected
thing.
this place. I didn't know if it had been here for 20 years or 4 years, or you never know. Sometimes you drop in.
This is a cool story. The owner of this place, basically him and his uncle own his grandfather's school, which was founded in Douglas. And his uncle.
Well, it wasn't the owner that was talking to him. That wasn't the owner. Those are the workers, and it wasn't the owner. I wonder what the owner feels like about that. Because we don't know if the owner is happy for him to be there or not. Like, say you were the owner and you would have been delighted to meet him. And that kind of reflects poorly on the business. One, that it makes them look like jerks, inhospitable jerks, one. And that would be bad. If I owned that business, I would be really irritated about that. It's a guy running for VP of the United States of America. Like, don't be a dick. Again, with the shirt, you know what I mean? Just be nice to him and like answer. I know they were answering his questions, but you could tell they were like, they did not want him to be there.
Right.
So there was that. And then two, like, listen, if Kamala gets in the office, get ready to be taxed at 40% as a small business, because that's what's going to happen to small businesses. And apparently those people, you may be out of a job, those people who are working there. So this is the kind of stuff that maybe they don't understand if they don't own the business, because small business owners get screwed by Democrats.
That's true.
Facts.
Anyway, that just, yikes. That was a yikesy thing. Let me make sure that we are given all of our thank yous. It looks like we have Osuki saying a quote, "People don't believe a lie because they have to, but because they want to. That is the Democrat American Fascist Communist Party regime." And Angela TH says, "It's so nice to hear my thoughts come from your mouths. Thank you for the laughs. I love you." That's so sweet.
That is
Thank
very
you so
sweet.
much for that. And then over right here on the YouTube machine, let's see, we read that.
Did we read Donkey?
Yeah, we did.
Donkey.
James Martoni, did we? Okay, sorry, I messed up on my super chat. My comment was that I watch you every morning and I can't start my day without you both. Keep up the fantastic work, chicks. Thank you for that. Jose says TGIF from Texas, y'all.
Texas.
Mock, I think I saw that breakdance move at the Olympics. The Cornell West. Take my money. Andrew Huff says, and don't forget Tulsi Gabbard, who they have put on the Quiet Skies list after criticizing Kamala.
I put up if you look at our Instagram, I put that up this morning of when she completely annihilated her in the debate.
Oh,
Y'all
that
remember
was
that?
Such a great moment.
Remember?
God, that was so good.
Yeah, it was really
So
good. Good times.
Shelley Ethington says Trump is Mufasa and Kinzinger is Scar. The Democrats are the hyena. Happy Friday and safe travels home. Thank you so much for that. All right, let's get to the convention. So ahead of time, there were convention goers who were asked by I don't remember who put this video together, but it was like one of those man on the street things, and the person with the microphone was like, "Tell me your favorite Kamala policy." Which is a perfect question, right? And it went like you would expect.
What's your favorite policy of Kamala's?
That's a hard one.
What's your favorite policy of Kamala's?
Her being president.
That's your favorite policy position?
Oh, yeah.
How so?
Because it covers everything that she defends.
I'm really excited for her to restore reproductive rights across America.
How do you think she'll go about doing that?
I don't know. What a fun question.
I don't know. I'm picking and choosing. I mean, I really like most of them.
So you have to look at it broadly, right? It's about what she stands for right now.
What's your favorite of Kamala's policies?
I'm trying to think. Well, actually, more of like, well, you know what, Walz comes in.
All of her policies, everything from, I'm non-binary, and so all of the policies for basic human rights to have our own bodies and do with them as we please, you know.
Her willingness to move forward on affordable health care.
How do you think she'll do that as president?
I think she'll work to motivate the legislature to vote in favor of it.
As like her as a person, just like tops out any policy.
Okay, all right, Lady Parts. Do you guys have a right to have your own body? Because I didn't realize that right was being taken away. The right to have my own body. Is that like, I'm just unaware of that right being taken.
Those people
What the
are
hell is
so
going on?
dumb.
There's so much stupidity.
They're so dumb.
Wow, it's all about the feels, you guys. It's all about the happiness and the feels and the joy.
So much joy and so much vibe. All the vibes. Elizabeth Warren was there to tell her folksy jokesies, and here is one of them.
Really admire her. Great. Thank you both so much.
Groceries, gas, housing, healthcare, taxes, abortion. Trust Donald Trump and JD Vance to look out for your family? Shoot, I wouldn't let those guys, I wouldn't trust them to move my couch.
Oh, Liz. Liz made a funny.
I see what you did there.
Oh, gosh. That was really
And
good,
then like
Liz.
people are suggesting that she specifically said, I wouldn't have them move my couch because of the whole couch rumor with JD Vance.
Oh.
So it was like an extra double whammy joke, apparently, allegedly.
Yeah. Why don't you try to pretend to be an Indian again? Liz. And she was crying when she came
Oh
on
my
stage.
God,
Did you guys
she
see the crying?
cried. I was going to
So
show
much
it and then
crying.
I was like, I don't want
She
to have
was
30
like,
seconds.
She cried when she came out. She's like, everybody, it's like a Sally Field moment. Remember, you love me. You really love me. And then when she left, she cried again. I mean, it's just,
There's a lot of crying. Speaking of crying, that's a perfect segue to Adam Kinzinger,
oh, yes. Who's crybaby?
who has the audacity to refer to Trump as being weak.
Whose only purpose is himself. Donald Trump is a weak man pretending to be strong.
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
He is a small man pretending to be big. He's a faithless man pretending to be righteous.
Look at Gavin.
He's a perpetrator who can't stop playing the victim.
You gotta be kidding me.
He puts on, listen, he puts on quite a show, but there is no real strength there. As an anticipation.
I mean,
Go
are you kidding me?
Cry in a corner. Go find Liz and cry with her. He is such a beta, this guy.
How do you say about Trump that he is weak?
Right. I
He
mean, this
literally faces every possible attack.
he was
head
shot
on.
in the head a couple weeks ago, got up and said, fight.
Yeah, he didn't cower, and he's still going
Right.
out there. And just yesterday, he's supposed to be behind freaking bulletproof glass, and he's like, "Oh wait, there's a woman in need who's having a medical thing. Let me
Yeah.
go and risk my life to check on her."
Conversely, Adam boohooing on a stand.
Right at a hearing, he's crying over
Yeah.
January 2nd. Are you kidding me?
Right. You can't make this stuff up.
You really can't.
No.
The funniest thing about last night is that all through the evening, and we heard early on, and we did not stay up for Kamala, because we heard early on that she was not planning on accepting the nomination until 10:45, which no, we're not staying up
I
for
know.
that.
She looked at me. She's like,
nope, not happening.
nope.
We did stay up until 10.
We were up till 10, and like nobody of substance. I mean, there's never going to be substance anyway at this thing, but we stayed up. We watched.
We tried.
The Dixie Chicks were terrible, you guys. Awful. Listen, I used to like the Dixie Chicks.
It's just the chicks now.
Like,
don't even get us started.
Oh yeah, there's a whole backstory to that. But anyways, the Dixie Chicks, when they sang last night, I expected them to at least be able to sing on tune, because they used to be able to do that.
You can't.
They sucked.
But all through the evening, like all over social media, there was this huge anticipation that there was going to be a surprise guest. And like some people were saying, it's going to be Taylor Swift. Most people were saying, even TMZ was like, we've got it on good authority that Beyonce is going to be there. And she's either going to intro Kamala or she's going to like sing and perform after after Kamala's speech. So everybody was like so super psyched about it and getting all jazzed about it.
I thought for sure it'd be Beyonce.
Yeah, I did too. And then here's a guy reporting about what actually happened.
Here and elsewhere that there may be a special guest. I am told by Democrats that Kamala Harris was their guest. They did not want a celebrity at the end of this convention to essentially compete with her.
They didn't want any competition.
And people were like, what happened to the Beyonce concert? I really wanted to see Queen Bey.
They
really wanted that.
That didn't happen. But what did happen, and of course, we've had this conversation before. I know people get really irritated with me that I care about the pronunciation of Kamala's name.
You do care.
I
a
do
whole
care
lot.
about it.
Like, I know it's weird. It's a little weird, but I love you anyway.
I care about it because it gives them another angle of attack where we just don't need to give them that red meat.
Okay.
And now it's to the point where I know that some people mispronounce it on accident. And to me, I'm just like, how 4 years in can people still not know how to pronounce her name? So Kerry Washington, the actress, came out to do like a little tutorial with two little precious little helpers to get the whole audience to pronounce her name correctly. Here is that moment.
To my attention that there are some folks who struggle or pretend to struggle with the proper pronunciation of our future president's name. So, hear me out. Confusion is understandable. Disrespect is not. So tonight, we are going to help everyone get it right. Here to help me are some very special guests.
They're really cute. Oh, yeah, they're super cute.
Thank you, ladies. Can you tell us your names?
Hello, everybody. My name's Amara. And my name is Leela, her little sister.
And what are you here to do?
To teach you how to say your auntie's name.
Okay. So, how do you pronounce it?
First you say comma like a comma in a sentence. Then you say la like la 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 la.
Put it together and it's 1, 2, 3, Kamala. All right, so let's practice.
Everybody over here say comma. Everybody over here say la.
Together. For president!
So that was neat, right? So they taught everybody how to say her name.
Yep.
But they're still missing a couple.
And then follow our leader, Kamala. And
Kamala Harris.
And then Bernie did the same thing. Bernie's like, Kamala.
Oh my God.
He did it too. I mean, there's more. There's like all these people could not pronounce your name. So I guess they're disrespectful. I mean, we would expect that from those guys, right?
Well, confusion is fine and
Yeah.
understandable, but disrespect is not.
It's not. And then meanwhile, nobody talked about policy.
Nobody
talked about what they were going to do to fix things.
Mm-mm.
I mean, Kamala's speech was actually just a bunch of garbage. It was hot garbage. I mean, they didn't discuss anything that was of substance. This whole week, one thing that you noticed, they would trot people out and they'd put like 5 people on the stage and they would say like little quips of things, right? But for the most part, it wasn't for the American people. It was just a bunch of politicians up there posturing and saying, look how great we are. Look how great Kamala is. Look how great Tim Walz is. That's it. And look how awful Trump is. Like 90% of it was Trump is awful. Trump is evil. Project 2025. You should be afraid. Fear, fear, fear. Awful, awful, awful dictator. That's like what they did, right? But they didn't talk about policy.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to focus on the fact that she's been in charge for the past 4 years. Whereas at the RNC, they actually put real people on that stage to tell their stories about why they're suffering, you know, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to the border, when it comes to all sorts of things that are going on, and the fact that our country is a dumpster fire right now. And what Trump could do, Trump and JD Vance could do to solve those problems.
Specifically.
Yeah.
With actual ideas and plans.
There are plans. And I mean, this is the thing, logistics, because that's what business people do.
Yeah. They have the hows. And that's one thing that Kamala and Tim they love to speak in this flowery language that feels really good to hear because it's a great vibe.
Yeah.
And so people want to hear, oh, this campaign is for the people.
Right.
And she talked in her speech about how they're going to create opportunity. Like, I can't remember how she said it, but it was like a land of opportunity or whatever. We're going to make this the place of opportunity. But then that sounds great, but like, what does that mean in practice?
Right. It's Obama all over again. It's 2008 Obama with that hope and change bullshit all over again. Hope and change is not a policy. Hope and change is not a plan. You can't tell me something that I can hold on to and I can see. I want a project plan as to how you're going to get crap done.
Yes.
That to me is business. And as a business person, that speaks to me. I haven't seen a plan from these people. All I see is joy and vibes and momentum and vibes. That's it. It's the same crap, different day, repackaged as Kamala.
It's just the entire campaign is one big empty suit.
It is.
That's all it is. And so, and by the way, Kamala, I think the last count I saw is that, you know, remember when she did that weird thing at that one rally where she's like, good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody.
Like 15 times. That's all.
So many times.
Yeah.
So now she did it with thank yous. And somebody counted, like initially I saw somebody had counted that she said 27 thank yous before her speech, you guys, before she even got started. The latest count is 31. And you're going to hear all of them.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God. Look at the sign language person.
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we did it.
Thank you, everyone.
Right,
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then you think it's dying down. It's not dying. And then we're like, what's the plan?
Thank you all.
USA.
Thank you all. Okay, we got to get to some business. Okay. Thank you all. Okay. Thank you. Please. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Oh my God. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Okay, let's get to business. All right.
He doesn't know how to get to business.
So let me start by thanking my most incredible husband, Doug. For being an incredible partner to me, an incredible father to Cole and Ella, and happy anniversary, Dougie.
Gross.
I asked this morning if you call Ron Ronnie.
I've never called him that.
I'm going to start calling Greg Greggy just to see what he does. He's going to shoot me a look. He's going to be like, what are you doing?
Oh my gosh. And then there was the moment during her speech where it started so good, you guys, where she talked about Israel and the United States' commitment to Israel and her defense. And I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds amazing.
You know, you watched it and then she goes, and then. That's what she did.
Because it ended,
Right.
It's just pandering to the worst of the worst here.
Stand up for Israel's right to defend itself.
Yes.
And I will always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself.
Right.
Because the people of Israel must never again face the horror that a terrorist organization called Hamas caused on October 7th.
Great.
Okay, now stop.
Including unspeakable sexual violence and the massacre of young people at a music festival.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Fantastic.
At the same time,
No,
what has happened in Gaza over the past 10 months is devastating.
Here we go.
So many innocent lives lost.
And why is that?
Desperate, hungry people fleeing for safety over and over again. The scale of suffering is heartbreaking. President Biden and I are working to end this war such that Israel is secure, the hostages are released, the suffering in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination.
Why did she have to ruin a good thing?
She did. Well, because she's Kamala.
She's got a pander.
Right.
She's wearing her pander pants, you guys.
She's got a pantsuit on. It's pander pants.
Got to wear the pander pants.
Right.
There was also, and this is like a 2-second clip, but this was, I just thought, an interesting way to say anything when you're her and a Democrat.
Donald Trump tried to throw away your votes.
What?
Excuse me, no one voted for you.
Oh my God.
Not a single solitary soul.
Zero.
And she's going to say that?
It was, I know, right?
What?
Zero. You were implanted.
You were installed.
By a cabal with a coup.
I just could not believe that no one voted, not a single person. And she keeps saying the campaign is for the people. Not a single person in a single primary voted for you.
Right. Your side is full of you have the dictator. And his name is Obama.
I mean, that was just an incredible moment.
Well, I mean, it's like, this is the thing. They're blind. I'm sorry, you guys. My pillows are like, they're sinking. Oh God, I'm falling through. Hold on. My chair is moving. Hold on. Okay.
So then there was this crazy moment. That's all we're going to show from Kamala because that was enough. But
because it's nauseating.
It was, and it didn't say anything. And so there was this moment where Jen Psaki actually tried to suggest that Kamala is super likable, like Hillary Clinton.
This magical, charismatic quality in person. So do a lot of politicians. People say that about Hillary Clinton. Also true. All right.
We don't say that about Hillary Clinton.
Find me a person who says that.
One single person that calls her magical. Not one.
And charismatic.
And Bill's in the corner going, no, she's not magical at all. We sleep in separate homes. She's not.
Oh my God.
Ixnay on the agical May. No.
And then Rachel Maddow, of course, just glowed about Kamala's speech and says that it's one of those moments that every single person is going to remember where they were. And Jason and I were like, we were asleep.
We were in bed. We were asleep. Do you guys remember? You were in bed. All of you.
You will remember where you were when you heard this speech tonight from the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, really introducing herself to the nation, speaking as much to Republicans and independents as she was to the Democrats who were nominating her tonight, asking Americans to remember how great their country is and to fight for its values. You're going to remember where you were on this night.
You're going to remember where you were?
We met her a long time ago. She's an utter failure.
Everybody hated her.
I remember her as the border czar.
Yeah.
I live in Texas. I've met her and I don't like her.
Nobody liked her until they were told to by Democrats like an hour ago.
By this manipulative media, like propaganda machine that completely like reformed her and remolded her into something that she's not. That's what it is. And then they're shoving her down your throat. That's what's happening. Yeah. It's so absurd what's happening here. She had a 30% approval rate like 2 seconds ago.
It's just such bull crap, you guys.
It's unreal.
And the reason that we're not going to show any more of her speech is because we've got two people who break it down for us really, really well. One of those is Tucker and the other is Baya Ungar Sargon. So we're going to play Tucker first. And he is absolutely right. And I hope that the people in our audience who are like, nobody likes her and this is all AI generated crowds, I hope you guys really listen to what he is saying because we need to take her seriously.
Consider what he intends to do if we give him power again. Consider his explicit intent to set free violent extremists who assaulted those law enforcement officers at the Capitol. His explicit intent to jail journalists, political opponents, and anyone he sees as the enemy.
Oh my God.
Can I just interject here for a second? This woman's really scary. She could easily get elected president. She's much more skillful than I have ever seen. She's a liar on the deepest level. The things she is saying right now are not just untrue, they're the opposite of the truth, which is the hallmark of evil. She's an extremist. She'll say anything. She's much more like Gavin Newsom than I ever realized.
Yeah.
I could go through a whole litany of why what she's saying is not true. It wasn't an armed mob. There's not one person inside the Capitol with a firearm, period. Mm-hmm. The only person who was shot in the Capitol was an unarmed woman shot by one of Nancy Pelosi's bodyguards. So again and again, she's telling us that she fought the cartels to secure the border. She's the border czar, and the border is controlled by the cartels.
Mm-hmm. She argued that Donald Trump, quote, tried to throw away your vote. Didn't the Democrat Party just throw away all the votes and install her?
Well, exactly. She's saying that Donald Trump will free from prison violent extremists, meaning like 75-year-old lower middle class women with diabetes when she endorsed defunding the police and opening the prisons to allow actual criminals out, which is why the crime rate has spiked, to allow the population of Venezuela's prisons, Caracas's prisons are now living in the United States because of her. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, and I don't want to sound like I'm whining or fact-checking, which I hate, but what she's saying is the mirror image of the truth. She doesn't care. She's got no reference points in the truth, and she's an extremist. And she's a former prosecutor, and no former prosecutor should hold power, period. I've covered them my whole life. I've intensely disliked every single one of them for good reason. I think they're scary. They're liars, and they're megalomaniacal. And they put people in prison for political reasons. I've seen it again and again and again.
Okay, I think we're coming back. Are we coming back? Can you see us, you guys?
You guys talk to us.
Talk.
Nobody's talking to us.
Either that or we can't see their comments and they are still commenting.
I can't see any comments.
Let me just pull this off and
I hear you, but the pictures.
Are we back? Are we back, you guys? Tell us if we're back.
Can you hear us? Come back.
Come back.
Jan's like, come back.
You were back, now gone. How are you? You're now gone.
Can
Could
see
see and
and
hear
hear
you.
you.
Can you now? Can you hear us? Hello, hello, hello.
What happened?
Okay, we're back. We're back.
We're in a hotel.
We're back.
And
But
that's what happened.
But I have to reload the things that I was showing you guys.
Yeah,
so let me just grab
listen,
those
I'll just
things.
do the Cornell West dance for you guys. Everybody do the Cornell West one while we're waiting for Mock to reload things. Come on, everybody. It's like calisthenics in the morning. Let's do it. Come on.
Okay. All right.
You
We're
guys
back.
ready? Okay.
This is the perils of being in a hotel.
Right.
And
Sucks.
see, so many people checked out because they thought we were done forever. I hope that they come back.
Come back.
Come back, you guys.
Come back, Jeff.
Come back. All right. We were done with Tucker. So that clip ended and we were just talking about that. But so what I do want to get to is Batya Ungar-Sargon, who also had this perfect way of summarizing all the speeches, not just Kamala, but all the speeches. I think we're going to end up picking back up with a little bit of Tucker. So you'll see the end of his thing. And then we're just going to let Batya continue.
She doesn't care. She's got no reference points in the truth, and she's an extremist. And she's a former prosecutor, and no former prosecutor should hold power, period. I've covered them my whole life. I've intensely disliked every single one of them for good reason. I think they're scary. They're liars, and they're megalomaniacal. And they put people in prison for political reasons. I've seen it again and again and again, and she's one of them.
The whole DNC was, I mean, obviously very heavy on vibes, very little substance. There was nothing there that a struggling working class person could say, this is what is going to make my life materially, measurably better tomorrow, the way that at almost every minute of the DNC, of the RNC, that was being hammered home. But, you know, we're sitting here laughing about this, but there is actually something unbelievably insulting to the American people about getting up there and spending half an hour talking about your family when people are choosing between feeding their children chicken for dinner and being able to drive them to church on Sunday. It is an insult to have an entire convention and not have any policy, any agenda, anything to tell people, choose me because I'm going to make your life better. Instead, all we get is for the people, and we're supposed to take that on faith. And in fact, some of the quotes even reflect that. She's like, let us show the world and each other that we're going to be better. Okay, how? Let us uplift the middle class. Okay, how? Let us secure the border. How? There is something so unbelievably insulting insulting, and going in there in the state that America is in and just asking people to take it for granted that you're going to do these things. And so I'm actually really upset about it.
I can tell.
And the way that everything is defined in opposition to Trump, everything. There is nothing outside of Trump. There is no American people outside of Trump.
Yes.
There is no real feeling for who are these people who we are going to serve. And I think that is the real fundamental failure here. There is no concept of service here. And yeah, you could talk about Trump's personality. You can talk about how he talks. You could talk about how he tweets. The RNC was extremely heavy on service. How are we going to serve the American people? And I think that this is outrageous.
She's absolutely right.
100%.
Because we pay those people to tell us how are you going to do the things. The how is so important, and they didn't give us any of the hows. And it's really insulting. Yeah. But people are so willing to be insulted. They've been in charge for what, 12 of the past 16 years? Mm-hmm. How have they helped you?
The only time we were helped was when Trump was in office.
Right.
Before COVID, we got all the tax breaks. The markets rallied. There was all this consumer confidence. There was jobs. People were living large.
Right.
And now, ever since and before that, it was a disaster.
Yeah. And I don't understand these people who are just so enamored with the feels part of it. Do you not live with the rest of us in society? Do you not have to pay for gas? Do you not have to pay for groceries? Do you not have to pay for your kids' college? I mean, I don't know. I guess a lot of the celebrities don't. Celebrities are rich as balls, and they don't have to worry about this stuff. There are a lot of people that are in the Democrat Party that just don't have to worry about money because they have generational wealth. I don't have that. I don't. Thanks, Mom and Dad. You know, but I mean, some of us have to work and we have to get up every day and we have to worry about these things. And it's so aggravating because she's absolutely right. It's insulting. Mm-hmm. We pay these people salaries. How? It's the what is great, but how are you going to do this? How are you going to do it?
They're not telling you because when they give you a little snippet, like copying Trump's tax on tips, or when they say we're going to stop price gouging, then you realize, holy crap, these people are commies.
Right.
And they don't want you to know that because then they actually could potentially lose people.
Totally.
It's just so transparent, unfortunately, not to the sheep, but like to everybody else with like a half a brain cell. Mm-hmm. And that's really, really frustrating.
Yeah. And they don't understand that we could potentially become Venezuela. We don't want that, you guys.
No, nobody should want that.
No.
All right, before we get to schlong, let's just catch up on our supers. We've got Audrey over on Local saying, can we buy groceries and pay for gas with joy and good vibes? Is that a new currency?
Puppy farts and unicorn kisses as currency.
Becca T in South Carolina says, Kamala looked so mad at Jill night one for mispronouncing her name. Did Jill mispronounce it too?
Oh my God.
Probably
on purpose.
Her resting bitch face was so extreme during their entire farewell show. Definitely no love lost there.
I love it.
Safe travels home, ladies.
So juicy.
Osuki says, I see and hear you. At least I did. I know we left and now we're back.
Yeah. I'm surprised we made it this far this week.
Melanie 2020 said, who are those two people in video?
I don't know.
Sorry. I don't know when you sent that or who you were referring to. This is the trouble with, we don't react to super stickers in real time. And in fact, probably starting on Monday, we're just going to reserve 2 times during the show to do that because it's just too hard for us to keep up with it and actually do a show. So we'll stop in the middle and like read everybody's that we have at that point and then read everybody's at the end
of the show. Yeah.
But when we start doing that Monday, remember that because as you send super stickers, which I cannot tell you how much we appreciate them, you guys.
Appreciate them.
Oh my God. Yeah. But a lot of times we're missing context because you're responding in real time and then we move on and then we have no idea what you're talking about. So just keep that in mind when you send them so that when we read them, they'll still make sense. Okay. We also need to recognize Nick Green, who says, my mom, Janet, will turn 48 on August 30th, but it struck. No, wait a minute. That's at the beginning. I'm sorry, because we lost connection. And so we already read that. So let's go back to where we actually were. Sorry, you guys. This is the other problem.
Trump team. I think it's the Trump team.
Yeah, I think it's BTK. Mm-hmm. BTK says Trump team needs to collect the backing of Kennedy, Stein, and West, saying that Trump will protect honest and constitutional elections. Love the chicks. I think he's going to do that. Now, I don't know about Stein and West. But I definitely Kennedy.
Listen, I don't care how backcrap these people are. I mean, as long as they do want to protect honest elections, constitutional elections. That's the whole point of America, right? It doesn't, you can think what you want to think, okay? Mm-hmm. But make it fair And the Democrats clearly don't want that. So they need to emphasize that in front of everybody. They need to expose them for who they are, which I'm really happy that people are starting to do that.
Yeah. I think today is going to be
a big day.
It may not be as big as Nicole Shanahan was saying yesterday, where she's like, it's going to be the biggest political announcement in the entire universe ever. I don't know if it'll be that big.
But I hope that some Democrats will start looking inward. They'll see that and they'll be like, wait, they're doing that? Because there are some dumb people over there. And I hope that some of them, their eyes are open and they're like, wait, so they're not on, Michelle Obama is not the nice person that I thought she was.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And maybe some will change their minds as to who they're voting for. Who knows?
Jason Decker says Adam Kinzinger, not Kissinger, Kinzinger reminds me of the elf on the shelf. He actually really does.
Oh my God.
Teresa Raimundo says, isn't it amazing that so many of these people are worried about people wanting to take advantage of their bodies and they can't identify what their own bodies are?
Yeah.
I'm as confused as they are. Yeah. Brian Rumley says, just goes to prove that the commies have to lie in order to get people to watch their phony baloney plastic banana candidate. Please take my money.
The plastic banana candidate. I love it.
Mike Sassman says, have some joy mentum vibes on me. Love you, chicks.
Thank you, Mike.
Timothy Ham says, I do remember where I was during Kamala's speech, on the toilet. Take my money. Laura Kate Baker says, we can see and hear you. Love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura.
Hassanak says, having trouble with server at work this week. Thought the server went down again. Just cussed out the IT guy.
No. Oh my gosh.
It was us. It was our hotel.
Oh
I don't know what happened with the Wi-Fi here.
Yeah.
Donkey Hody says the media used to call out politicians for giving policies without actual plans. Now they blindly accept platitudes without even a policy behind them.
It's because they have a complacent media.
Mm-hmm.
It's in their pocket.
Connie Candle says, I want to thank you both for watching the DNC so we didn't have to. Safe travels.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, you guys.
We had fun this week. We had fun together.
It was good to be together. Okay, so an interesting thing and for Schlong today, and it's thanks to Liz Wheeler, who tweeted out a bar graph that she saw about what hobbies men participate in that are a huge turnoff to women. And Liz Wheeler got all the backlash. And so we thought, wow, this is clearly a topic that riles people up. So maybe we should address
Men
it.
Men especially with those hobbies,
right?
I think. Yeah.
So here is the bar graph. Now, this was not hers. She just reshared it. I don't actually know where it came from. But on the top of the list of least attractive hobbies for men, according to women, is playing video games.
I agree with that.
I completely agree with that.
I agree with it. It would be a deal breaker for me.
Right. And that's what she said. She said, this is 100% true. Men playing video games is peak unattractive, beyond red flag, like deal breaker zone. It is so weird that so many dudes don't get this.
Yeah, that would be a huge deal breaker for me. I would not like it. My husband does not play.
Same.
He would never play a video game.
No.
He's too busy doing man stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it is super, what do they say? It gives them the ick, right?
Yeah,
it gives
it's an ick vibe for me.
Totally ick. Collecting figurines is second.
What
it reminds me of Steve Carell
Star
in
Wars.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
That's right. It is 40-Year-Old Virgin. It gives 40-Year-Old Virgin vibes.
It's giving
that. Yeah, because he collected what? Like all the Star Wars, like Star Wars stuff?
I can't remember.
And then he would paint them. You remember?
Well, that was the model, like the model stuff. Like, and that was a little further down on the list, but building model trains or like model things.
All right. So figurines.
Also on there.
Yeah.
Magic.
Oh, I hate magic.
My God.
I don't even like going to magic shows, you guys.
Yeah.
I've been forced to go to a couple and I'm like, I can't.
That's
I'm sorry. It's not my
some
thing.
ick. Online trolling.
Like, I don't know that
men
do that as a hobby.
Yeah. I don't.
I guess a lot of men do that for like to us as a hobby.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty icky.
That's a hobby. Gross. Like, okay.
Gambling, building model trains. But I mean, definitely without question, the number one was playing video games. And the number of guys that went after her saying, we play them because we don't want to be around you guys. Or like the men that got like super mad
really
and defensive.
Super butthurt.
Oh my God.
They're the video game players and they paint figurines.
And
that's
what
and
they collect figurines.
Somebody said, I'm surprised watching porn isn't on there.
Ooh, yeah.
It wasn't even on the list.
Because I don't know that any man would necessarily admit that that's a hobby. You know what I mean? Like men would probably be like, I play whatever they are.
They're doing it on the down low.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be like, my hobby is porn. You know what I mean?
My hobby is gay porn. Yeah, that's right.
Somebody's going to clip that out. Like they're going to clip us out saying that.
those 2 things. I know. Somebody will.
You know that's going to
I know it's so
happen.
gonna
You
happen.
know that'll happen.
I
And then
totally
we'll go
will.
viral for that.
They'll be like, 2 conservative pundits said these things. Their hobbies
They're
are
totally
porn
gonna
and
do
gay
that.
porn. Okay.
They're so going to
Yeah,
do
and you
that.
know what it's going to be? One of those dudes that is like his hobby is online trolling. It's going to be one of those dudes and he plays video games. He's a total simp.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
If we if we get famous for
It'll
this.
be great. Listen, bring it on. As long as I can make a little more money, right? I got to pay for college for a 3rd kid.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so it was a very interesting discussion because it was so interesting to see the massively angry reaction from men.
Yeah, they were really mad.
They don't like you
They were
criticizing
really mad.
their video games.
I would love to see what are annoying habits that women have.
Or hobbies.
Did I say habits? Okay.
Yeah.
Hobbies that women have that men see, because I feel like my hobbies are cleaning and like, you know what I mean? And like just being alone in the bathroom for 5 minutes without somebody bothering me, you know?
But if somebody
Like,
was
I just want to be alone for 5
But if
minutes.
somebody
without-
say you're in an elevator and you're meeting somebody for the first time and they ask you, what are your hobbies? You would not say cleaning.
No, I would be like, my hobby would be like, you know, redoing furniture. Or
That's
like,
a good one.
You know, like taking a workout class, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I guess those are hobbies.
And
When
why?
you-
But those shouldn't bother
you're so,
men.
because women, I don't know, I feel like we're so busy, right? We're so busy with things that.
Okay, so
what are our
like
hobbies?
C
that-
Noon says maybe one would be like collecting tchotchkes.
Yeah,
you
and
know what I mean.
putting things in my Amazon cart and getting up to $3 million and never actually buying those things. That's a hobby. I have that as a hobby.
I want to hear from the dudes though. Like, what are the woman hobbies that drive you crazy?
Yeah,
that you
I'd love
that
to
give you
know.
the ick?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That give you the ick. What would that be?
I would love to know.
Crafting.
No, Michelle says she is a crafter.
Oh, okay. That doesn't give people the ick.
Yeah, but would that bother a dude?
Like, I
crafting?
bet you some women like collect dolls and stuff.
Okay, that's a little.
That's creepy.
That could be creepy.
Be
Like
creepy for
if
some
you're
dudes.
like if you're a precious moments collector, like that gives me the ick.
I knew a woman who used to do that, and she had tons
in a curio cabinet.
in a curio cabinet. Yes, and it had lights, you know, to make sure that they weren't afraid at night. Probably they were figurines. Basically, it's the woman
Tony
version.
says endless shoe buying.
Endless shoe buying. Yeah, I mean, I've cut mine off. I actually downsized when I moved.
I did too. I
It was
threw away so
painful,
many.
but I did it.
Girls that do
Nagging.
makeup videos.
Girls who do makeup videos, that's a hobby. Jose said nagging.
Nagging.
I don't know if
That's not a hobby.
hobby.
That's not a hobby.
It's a characteristic.
Yeah,
right?
that's a habit or like that. Yeah.
Yeah. We got shopping is a huge one. Shopping. I guess that would be considered a hobby, right? I guess
Mhm.
that is crocheting, nagging. We're getting
Nagging
nagging a lot.
is not a hobby, you guys.
A
That's
lot
not
of men
a
are
hobby.
saying nagging, and that is concerning.
That's not a hobby.
Little concerning. It's not. That is a characteristic.
Collecting. C Nudes' husband says collecting jewelry is a turnoff.
Really?
But like, how does that bother them? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Are they like, it's too shiny?
I mean, I can understand if it's a financial thing. I get it. But like,
yeah.
just having jewelry isn't something that would take time away from you, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, Jill, those are good ones. Dance and knitting. Those are really good. You know what I want to do? A hobby that I want to do. I've never told you this either. I want to take up, somebody's knocking on our door.
Can you come back later, please?
Housekeeping just came to our door, you guys.
Of course this would happen.
Like right in the
to
middle.
us. Do we have to check out? Is that what's going on?
No,
Like, what time is
we have
checkout?
we have time. We have like
Okay.
an hour.
Oh my God.
But I want to take up the drums. I want to learn to play the drums.
That would drive somebody crazy.
It would probably drive my husband crazy. I have to go like.
Do you
in a
seriously
cabin
wanna do
I
that?
really want to do it. It's like on my bucket list. I want to learn to play the drums. I just want to learn.
Oh my
I just
God.
want to learn to play. I've always like for the past like 5 years I wanted. I say probably not always, but for the past 5 years I wanted to learn. I just want to learn to do it. To see if I
That's
can
kind of
do it.
awesome.
Just to
Jose
see-
is a drummer.
Can you teach me, Jose? I want to learn.
I mean, that
I don't
is
know how to
cool.
do. I don't know where to start. So somebody can like show me how to start. I
Yeah.
don't know where to start. Anyways, yeah.
Anyway.
So hobbies are great, but some of them are really annoying and make you
Have the ick.
Yeah.
And that's
Give other people the skeeves, you know?
That was our schlong today. And so now it's time for your DD.
Oh my God. I love this, you guys. I thought this was so precious. I didn't even know there were people that did this anymore, where they're doctors for this long, or they keep the same, because everybody moves so much nowadays. They don't stay in one place for this long. But this is the same doctor who delivered this woman 29 years ago and then delivered her baby. And oh my God.
So there's
look at him.
photos. I mean, he's
And
precious.
look at him. He's so dear.
He looks exactly like my kid's pediatrician.
Really?
Yes. I mean, so much so.
All pediatricians should look like this.
Just so happy and just so sweet. And there they are, the same
Can
baby.
you even
had her baby delivered
I
by
mean, what?
him.
That's joy.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Could you imagine?
That is precious.
Look how darling he is, you guys.
I can't. That's just the cutest thing ever.
Oh my gosh. And you know, he probably did it with one hand. I mean, after 29 years, he just has one hand out. He's like, it's fine. He's like,
that is so cute.
It's just so great.
Okay, so now it's time for some talks. And then I know I'm getting notifications about Venmo, so we'll check those and we'll make sure to recognize our super stickers before we go. We're going to start with you guys. So, okay, you know how like when you feed, like if you give a treat to a cat or a dog.
Because cats, I don't really know much.
Right, but I promise you this is not normal what you're about to see. Because when you give a treat to a cat or dog, they have their, they look like they do. And then, so pretend you're a dog. Like if I'm giving you a treat, you don't say,
I have to be the dog. I have to be the dog. Okay, here we go.
But you don't have to pretend. I'm just going to explain.
All right.
You don't, when you're a dog or a cat, you don't anticipate your treat by opening your mouth in advance. Okay. That's not what animals do.
Sometimes they do, but okay. Yeah.
But like not in huge amounts of time advance, right? They just take it.
Mine just salivate. Like,
oh my God, the drool.
So much drool. Yeah.
So much drool. Right. But this cat, you guys, this cat opens its mouth in anticipation. And it is the craziest thing I have ever seen.
Oh my God, I love him.
Yeah.
You know who does that? You guys, you know who does that is my grandson. My grandson does that.
I mean, that's a human thing.
And it's so cute. He does it. It's so cute.
That's a human
thing. He does it when
thing.
the dogs walk up to him and he's like, because he wants to kiss them. It's the cutest. I need to get that on video and show it to everybody.
I'm telling you, that is not a thing that cats and dogs do. And so the fact that cat does it on command.
I love how Pace Porter called him a tuxedo cat. It's so true. I love him.
And these labs, oh my God, this is like my girls. They look just like my Ella and my Maisie. And so they found the tiniest stick and the pride that they have.
Look, Mom.
Of this stick, you guys watch.
We found a stick.
Look at how proud they're going to drop. Look, you guys. And then just wait. Look at the pride. See?
Look. Now throw it. Throw it, Mom. My God.
I just love that so much.
That's so sweet.
Oh my God. And then I think this is a French bulldog baby, like a puppy.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
It's all snorkly.
It is, you guys, this dog is about to get medicine and he has the best reaction. God bless him. Okay, and then you guys have probably seen, this is a very famous owner and dog duo. The dog's name is Nala, and she's the one that does the Nala stomps. So if you have seen the Nala stomps, I think we may have played them like a year ago.
I think you have played them.
She gets between his legs, and then he pats her on the butt, and she does these stomps, and she's so cute. She's become super famous for it. And so he decided to do a test with her to see what would happen. How would she react if he pretended to like collapse and be unconscious or whatever? And it's just the most precious thing. And we do get stomps at the end.
Oh my gosh.
Look.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh, she's hugging
Isn't it sweet? And she's like, what do I do? Do I call 911?
Oh
what do I do?
gosh.
Are you breathing?
That's so sweet. I don't think my dogs would do
My
that
dogs
to
would
me.
not. My dogs would not do this.
I think in 2 hours they'd eat me. They'd give me
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to play a trick on you. I'm sorry. No, sorry. Ow! You just whipped me in the face. And through the legs. And she stomp. She do the singing stomps. Do you forgive me, Nose? It's okay.
So
I love her.
White on her face.
She's got the white face.
She's got the white mama face.
Oh my God, you guys, it's so precious.
Oh my God.
Anyway, those were your MyPillow Talks for today. And now we need to thank some people. Let me just log back into Venmo. Sorry.
We got
Teresa Chacon says, I am a 62-year-old chick drummer. I started when I was 8.
I love that. See, I was a pianist when I was younger, but I feel like I could pick up the drums. I just always wanted to play.
CC Banks said, keep up the good work. Marilyn Ayre says, happy pre-birthday, Daisy. Go get some airport drinks.
I think I may do that.
And let's see, over on locals, we have, let me, oh shoot, my mouse
What
is
I
so
think
bad.
is sexy.
Can I?
It's Usuki. Osuki.
Let me just make sure
we gotta go
everybody. Yeah.
up.
Okay,
So scroll up. Sorry.
All right. Osuki says she was asking who were the man and young woman talking a bit earlier. The man and young woman talking. Are you talking about Batya Ungar Sargon? Is that who you were asking about?
Batya.
I don't know who she was talking to, actually. I have no idea. I just know who she is.
Yeah.
Osuki says, what I think is sexy in a man is watching them clean guns and chopping wood for fire.
Chopping wood is hot.
Those are both hot
Ranch
activities.
chores are hot.
And whenever my husband is underneath a car,
Right.
working on a car.
Dude stuff is
Yeah,
hot.
I love that.
And then they come in all sweaty.
And just dirty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They smell like men.
Yes. That's the best.
That's right.
If I could roll my R's, I would also purr right now.
That's what I'm here for.
Becca T in South Carolina said, maybe housekeeping are fans of the show and wanted to come make your bed. They were so like, housekeeping. Of course that would happen to
right in the
us.
middle of our
Of
show.
course. Let's see, where did we leave off on? Yes. Okay. So Jose says, hey, remember that person you were talking about an hour ago? You remember? Anyways, they're back. Just take the money.
No, Jose.
Sherry Fox says, just love you both so much. Hugs and love, my chickadees.
We love you.
Aww.
Thank you.
Tammy Pfeiffer says, went out to eat last night and a waitress told us if you pay tips with credit card that they get paid the tips at the end of the month after they get taxed on it.
So you should give them cash. Give them cash.
Oh my
gosh. I never
gosh.
carry cash. I need to start doing
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
that's
always write in the tip.
because there's like tip share in a lot of places. I used to wait tables and sometimes they would do that. They'd,
Oh
be
my
but you don't want to work at a
gosh.
place where there's tip sharing because then it's like socialism.
Right. And then other people are, but I
They're
understand too,
benefiting.
like the bus boys, need to get in on the tips.
I get it, but don't be a busboy.
Well,
do something else.
Not everybody's cut out to be a
I was
server.
I was a terrible waitress, but I still did it. I was the worst, you guys.
I could never do it.
Absolute worst.
You know why I couldn't do it? Because I'm friendly enough, but I can't balance anything or carry
I couldn't do
anything.
it because I actually do have ADD. I had to write so much down. I'd be like, what did you say? What? I got to write
The
it down.
people that memorize?
Oh my God. There were girls that worked with me that they would listen to an order from like 8 people at a table. They would remember it. And I was like, how I bow down.
Oh my
to you.
God.
How do you do that?
It's a gift. Like that is a
I
true
can't.
gift.
No.
And they remember like all of your weird sides and your special
Everything.
I mean,
like
how?
they would remember the Meg Ryans and when Harry
Yeah.
met Sally, all of the little idiosyncrasies of people. And it was truly like, I was in awe of how they did
That's
that.
amazing.
It is
That
amazing.
is
That's why I
amazing.
tip people really well.
Yeah.
I know how hard it is.
Oh, if
Yeah.
they do that, they get all the tips.
Totally.
All the tips.
Yeah.
Craig and Kim Hale said, this is for y'all's pain and suffering this week for all of us who appreciate you and what you do. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Craig and
Makes
Kim.
my heart so happy. Somebody
Trashy
said,
novel
Kat
reading.
Statler. Kat Statler said trashy novel reading is
That's
a hobby.
A hobby. Yeah.
But that again, that should
reading.
not bother anybody.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
if
you're-
anything, you get like a little spicy, right? And
Especially
then
if
you're
it's
like,
trashy. 'Cause you're like,
yeah, then you're
right?
looking to your husband for.
You're like, hey, can you be?
I
who's
need
that-
you to just pretend
Who's
you're.
that guy with? Can you be Fabio for a second? You remember him?
I never found him
No,
attractive.
he looks like a possum, a giant possum.
He was always so.
We are off the rails now. We're just
It's been a
completely
very
off the-
weird
it's been
show.
So weird of a show.
Laura Taylor, thank you. Laura says, my hubby is going to theme parks, Disneyland, Knott's, and Universal Studios Hollywood. I collect Mickey Mouse ears and popcorn buckets. I've never heard of that. I live in SoCal and have passes to all 3, even though my husband works at Disneyland. It drives him crazy.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
if that's the worst
you've
thing
got
about
passes,
you, I feel like,
And how does that bother him? Is it because you drag him with you, or like what's happening there?
you know, right.
Anyway,
I feel like you're doing okay.
Anyway, those were your talks. That was your show. That was your week wrap up of the DNC. And now We're out of here.
We
man.
get to
We're
go
going
home. We get to go home.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
I know. I love being with her.
I know. I
but
do
God,
too. I do too.
I want to
But
be in
it's-
my own bed.
I
and my
know,
own
right?
Setup.
we
and,
just
like,
we need our screen is this big. I can't see anything, you guys. Okay, everybody, bring it in. It's Friday. It's Friday. God, it's been a great week. It's been fun. It's been crazy. We'll look forward to seeing you guys on Monday. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.